Hi, my sweet friends. My name is Jonah. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you are here. So today we're talking about obedience. Obedience is the very best way to show that you believe. Wow, run me my album. Make it through that, you're a trooper, and we go way back. But anyway, the reason I think obedience is so important with our walk with Christ is because, like I said, it's the very best way to show that you believe. You could be doing all these types of things and you can tell people you're a Christian. You could scream it on top of the mountains, I am a Christian. But if you are not doing the things God has told you to do, buddy, I think you're on something's not right, if that makes sense. So basically, sometimes it's hard to be obedient. It's very hard because sometimes God may ask us to do things that are uncomfortable. He may ask us to do things that we may be afraid of. He may ask us to do things that we feel like we are unqualified for. But today, I just want to assure you that obedience is so important. And even when you hear that still quiet voice that tells you to do something and you know you should do it, you should do it. So first point I want to make is obey even when you are scared. And Hebrews 11 verse 8, by faith, when Abraham was called to a place, would later receive his inheritance, obeyed and went. I feel like God told him to leave. Sometimes we are called to leave. Sometimes we are called to step out on things that we would have never, ever thought or envisioned for our lives. Or our parents have never would have thought of, like, it is just, how is this for me? But you have to obey, because when God instructs you to do something, He did not give us the spirit of fear, and it's not our place to try and rationalize and put God in a box. It is our responsibility to be obedient and just to say, you know what, God, here I am. If you want me to go out there and do this, I'm going to do it because I'm obedient. The second point I want to make is, and this is a big one. This is a big one for me. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm like, God, God, you know, I'm a little comfortable down here. God, I'm a little comfortable. I know he's be like, because I feel like, God, I'm a little comfortable. But obey when it is inconvenient. Oh my God, Christians. Like I said, you could scream it from the mountaintop. And I know it is so easy to say, it's just, you know what I mean? Just to shoo it away. But the thing is, when God asks you to do something and you put your comfort before Him, honey, that is a scary thing. And like I said, my mommy always doesn't say, she's like, Tishnell likes her comfort. And it's the truth. Why should me go out of my way? I'm very comfortable in this spot. I would like to stay here. But the thing is, God sees the end. He knows why He has called you, and it is your responsibility just to go out there and do His great works. I always tell myself, obedience is better than sacrifice. Let me tell you something. When you step out and you say, you know what, God, I want you to stretch me. I want you to pull me. I want you to just use me in the way that you want to be used. Like I said, you will not be comfortable, but the reward will be so much greater than you could ever possibly imagine. So I just want you to think about something that is so great that you could be like, oh, I would risk it for that. That God has something better in store for you, because He has something better than you could ever imagine. So like I said, I am preaching to you, because Deschanel is the queen of all things that is comfortable. She is the comfort queen. Put on the ground. But I'm telling you that it is my struggle, and it is something that I am very self-aware about. But I want to tell you, like, listen, when you feel uncomfortable and you're like, God, I know that's you, but I can't do that. You can ask her. She's very willing. It is for you to do. The third thing I want to touch on is obey even when it has never been done before. I think I touched on this in point 1, but a lot of times we just like to say, ooh, that sounds crazy. Ooh, that can make me look like I'm a little confused. And God, I don't want to be out here looking confused. But the thing is, Noah, think about it. Noah could have said that. Noah could have been like, God, it ain't raining so long. And you can have me out here looking confused. But not look, Noah went and he built the ark. Why? Because even though it was never done before, even though he was going to look a little crazy, he knew that God told him to do it. And my last point that I want to touch on to bring it all together is, in order to obey, you have to be similar to Noah. Similar to Noah. And the Bible says how Noah walked closely with God. If you are not walking closely with him, how will you be able to tell the difference between his voice and your voice? This is a constant struggle of mine. I'm just like, is this me just overthinking? God, is this you? God, I'm not sure, but I realize, and the thing is, when that normally those thoughts come into play is when I am not as focused on my Bible as I should be. But when I am studying his word, when I am in it, when I am connected, when I am worshiping in my God, hallelujah, I feel like I know it's God because he confirms it. And like I would have this feeling, and I can't shake the feeling. That's the thing. I'd be like, I cannot shake it. I cannot shake it. I cannot shake it. And I'd be like, wow, Jonah, you really doing it to me this week. And then some way, somehow it will be confirmed, because God knows, like, I need a confirmation, and it's confirmed. So I want to tell you today is, you can't just be like walking, doing whatever you want to be, not being obedient to the basic things that is instructed in the Bible, and want God to speak to you about your life, speak to you about your significant other, speak to you about which job to take. You have to be in his word. You have to be seeking his face diligently. I love the verse that says God will grant us the desires of the heart. God will grant us the desires of our heart. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of people just go there screaming from the mountaintop. I was one of them. God will grant me the desires of my heart. God will grant me the desires of my heart. He will, but you have to delight yourself in him. Okay? And like I said, I talk about things that I am walking through as a 23-year-old woman. So I hope y'all can relate with me as well. But the thing is, obedience is hard, because sometimes you will be called to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you will be called to do things that are scary. Sometimes you will be just called to do things that you just like, what? How? Me? With my basic, hey, no. How am I going to do that? It's not your job to figure out how you're going to do it. Your job is to say, here I am, your servant, send me. That's your job. So be obedient. It's going to be hard. It is going to be out of the ordinary, a bit uncomfortable, but it is so rewarding. God bless you. God keep you. And share, if you want, share below in the comments a time where you knew you had to be obedient and you would, and the reward and the blessing, because maybe it might help another sister. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and share with a friend, so we can all be obedient together. Let's go on this journey, because it's going to be a wonderful thing. Much love. Happy Sunday. Bye. So if you are like me and you learn from the experience of others, I want to use this as an example. But it was like, so 2 years ago, like right after I was baptized, man, I tell you, sometimes God will call you to something and you're like, what? So I always believed Bible study was for old people. I was like, old people go to Bible study. And here in America, at my college, there's a thing called small group. I was like, I ain't going to no small group, because that's, first of all, Bible study is for old people, and two, how I get into the small group, you know what I mean? So anyway, I kept feeling that I had to go to small group. I had to go to small group. And I was like, oh my God, I can read my Bible. I can read my Bible on my own. You know me. I will read it. I got this. And then I was like, how I get there? I know, the thing is, I didn't know any of these girls, because my group of friends didn't want to go, so I didn't know any of the girls. So I was like, okay, let me beg my friends. And normally my friends don't tell me no. So I went to one of my friends. I was like, hey, can you go with me? And all of us, like, this is a scene that we're not comfortable with. So they're like, not really my scene. I can't go. And I was like, dang it. I was like, God, they don't want to go. You gotta go. And then I got to another friend. They were like, I even asked friends of my friends. I was like, someone, please just go with me. Anybody. Nobody would go with me. I said, well, gotta go. So I said, okay, let me text. So I texted the lady. I was like, hey, I don't have a car. I'm international, blah, blah, blah. Please come and get me. She was like, yeah, I'll come and get you. So I had to get in this car with this girl I never met before. She was super sweet, super nice. Love her. And she took me to a small group, and I was like, wow, small group is so cute. It's so nice. I love it, you know? And in the moment, sometimes you don't see what you don't see. Let me just clarify that you don't see what God sees. And I was just there, and I was just living my life, and I was like, okay, small group. God tell me I need to be here, so I'm here. You know, I'm just here. Then 3 days, so yeah, like the third time I went to small group, I met this girl. let me tell you, a blessing. And at the time, you know, like at the time, you don't really know. You don't really know. You're just like, I met this girl. So she came to me. She was like, oh my gosh, hi. And then that's not how she talks, by the way. And she was like, hey, where are you from? And I was telling her from the Bahamas, and we just clicked, like instant friends, just like that. And like I said, in the moment, you don't really know, like, this person is going to be like your forever bestie or forever friend. And I was just there. We talked, we hang, like she would do it. But this girl is such a blessing in my life. And I am just, like, I always sit down in my room and I just think, God, whenever you want to use me, please, just use me. No matter how you have to use me, just use me, because it is always better for me than I would have imagined. You see this bed behind me, very beautiful, very beautiful. She gave that to me. I was sitting down in my room and I'm like, this whole room is just such. And one day I'll tell you all about the whole story, but every time I sit in my room, I'm just like, wow, God, I see how great you are just by what I have in this room. And Alex is just like, I was talking to her, I was like, girl, look, if I didn't come to small group, if I wasn't obedient, would I be sleeping on the ground right now? Not only that, but like, she is such a blessing. She is like, I don't pick up the phone and call nobody. I pick up the phone and call, but Alex, I pick up the phone and call her, because she is that friend that I pick up the phone and I call, because she's that much of a blessing. And like I said, if I wasn't obedient, if I wanted to stay in my comfort, if I was too scared to just reach out and ask for a ride, if I was like, God, that's very inconvenient because it's a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. and I need to study for my quiz tomorrow. Hey, there will always be moments for excuses. But when God say move, just move, because he sees the end. That A is not that important. Your car full of having your car on. Think of if someone asks you for a ride and God says bless them with a ride and you're like, oh my gas, listen. That gas being on full is not that important. We were placed on this earth to just do what God says he wants us to do. So just do it. I can assure you, I have so many different stories about just what my obedience was, the blessing that came after it. And it might not be something big and grand. A lot of times people believe when you're obedient, something big and grand must happen, like huzzah. No, it might not be like that. It might just be simple, and something just simple where you're just like, wow, God, thank you, you know? So be obedient, and be obedient because you believe, and be obedient because you love him. You know what I mean? You're not gonna disrespect your mom because you love her. And that's how it is. So go out there, love everybody, be the best you can be, do all wonderful things, like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, bye. Have a happy Sunday.